He ruled with absolute power, built an empire out of fear, and reshaped the course of the 20th century. Joseph Stalin, one of history's most controversial leaders, led the Soviet Union through brutal purges, sweeping reforms, and a war that changed the world. To some, he was the man who industrialized a nation from the ashes of revolution. To others, he was a tyrant responsible for millions of deaths. Was Stalin a necessary force in a desperate era, or one of the darkest figures in modern history? Stay with me as we uncover the truth behind the Iron Mask. Before we begin, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more powerful historical documentaries every week. Joseph Vissarionovich Stalin was born on December 18, 1878, in the small Georgian town of Gori. His early life was marked by poverty, illness, and an alcoholic father whose violence shaped young Stalin's harsh worldview. His mother, devout and determined, sent him to a church school hoping he'd become a priest. But destiny had other plans. As a teenager, Stalin discovered Marxist ideas, joining underground revolutionary groups opposing the Russian Empire. It was during these years he adopted the name Stalin, meaning man of steel. He became known for his hardened resolve, organizing strikes, robbing banks to fund revolutions, and facing multiple arrests and exiles in Siberia. When the Russian Revolution erupted in 1917, Stalin aligned himself with Vladimir Lenin and the Bolsheviks. He wasn't yet a central figure, but he was patient, ambitious, and waiting for his moment. After the revolution succeeded, Stalin quickly rose through the party ranks, becoming general secretary in 1922. A position many underestimated until he used it to build a network of personal loyalty. After Lenin's death in 1924, a brutal power struggle ensued. Stalin outmaneuvered rivals like Trotsky, Zinoviev, and Kamenev. Through political manipulation, alliances, and ruthless tactics, he positioned himself as the unquestioned leader of the Soviet Union. A single death is a tragedy. 1 million deaths is a statistic, he reportedly said, reflecting a cold, calculating philosophy that would shape his rule. By the late 1920s, Stalin launched the 5-year plan's massive industrialization programs, designed to transform the USSR into a global powerhouse. Steel, coal, factories, dams, production soared. But the human cost was devastating. Forced collectivization uprooted millions of peasants, leading to famine across Ukraine. Known today as the Holodomor, millions died as Stalin denied responsibility, tightening his grip even further. Throughout the 1930s, paranoia consumed Stalin. He initiated the Great Purge, accusing military leaders, intellectuals, and loyal party members of treason. Show trials, executions, and the expansion of the Gulag system created an atmosphere of terror. Ordinary citizens feared to knock on the door at night. Yet despite this darkness, the Soviet Union grew stronger just in time for its greatest trial. In 1941, Hitler launched Operation Barbarossa, the largest invasion in human history. The Soviet Union was thrown into chaos. Stalin addressed his people with rare vulnerability. Brothers and sisters, the enemy is at our gates. The nation rallied. Through sacrifice, industrial might, and unimaginable loss, the Red Army pushed back the Nazis, achieving victory at Stalingrad and eventually capturing Berlin in 1945. World War II made Stalin a global superpower leader. But victory did not mean peace. As the Cold War dawned, Stalin expanded Soviet influence through Eastern Europe, shaping global politics for generations. His rule remained iron-fisted until his death on March 5, 1953. Millions mourned, others quietly breathed relief. Stalin's legacy remains one of the most debated in modern history. To some, he was the architect of Soviet strength, the man who defeated fascism and industrialized the nation. To others, he was a tyrant responsible for mass repression, famine, and fear. Ideas are more powerful than guns. He once said, "We would not let our enemies have guns. Why should we let them have ideas?" A leader of contradictions, a man of steel, a figure who shaped and scarred the 20th century. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more powerful stories from our past.